Hi everyone, in today's interview, I'm really excited to bring forward another expert from SpendlessAcademy.com, Himanshi Saini. She is currently based in India and she has over 7 years experience as an HR professional. She's also a corporate trainer on soft skills and personal and professional development. So some of the training programs that she covers generally includes communication, behavioral skills, business communication and etiquette, negotiation, conflict management, work-life balance, corporate culture, personality grooming, power dressing, as well as body language. She has an upcoming webinar on spendlessacademy.com where she is going to teach us over 1 hour the best practices for navigating the virtual workplace. And I think this is highly relevant to a lot of you out there, whether you're employed or self-employed, whether you have a small team or a large team, a growing team, or remote employees all over the world. Now that everything is happening on a virtual community, virtual setting, you want to know what are the best practices to navigate your way around this virtual space. And not just you, basically how your team can also do the same, so that as a company you'll be at the maximum productivity and achieve much more as an organization. So Himanshu, my first question would be, what are some best practices beyond the general advice to clarify your purpose, circulate an agenda, prepare people to be called on, and so forth?
For this, you have to have the explicit ground rules. Tell your folks we have these meetings, we do it in a very nice way. We silent our cell phones, we do not check emails, we do not multitask. You really need to sensitize them. And I would highly recommend that try to have these virtual meetings with videos on, because when you are able to see one another, it builds the trust. It builds the trust that yes, people are following the ground rules, and then it makes a huge difference. And since we are not having much interactions now, so try to use initial 6 to 7 minutes of the meeting into checking on people. So ask everyone, how are you doing? Tell about yourself as well. This will model their behavior. And then start with the key points. Then start the meeting and follow it up with an email, having MOMs of the meeting just to check that they are on the same page and people have heard you well and they are okay with the outcome.
My second question would be how to get creative virtually and keep communication pathways open. Now, I think this is serious because communication is key to everything. And now that we don't really see each other, we don't have eye contact per se in person. So how do we get creative virtually so that communication pathways remain open and transparent between any two people?
So bottom line to it is that 1 hour or 2 hour virtual meetings do not really work. Attention breaks, post-meeting productivity drops drastically, frustration levels spike. In place of long virtual meetings, try to create short sessions, short check-in meetings, QA sessions, or virtual water cooler conversations or chats. Try to keep list of invitees to the minimum. What is actually needed to gather the relevant information and make informed decisions. You might increase the meeting frequency, but make sure that the duration shouldn't be increased. This will actually benefit meeting effectiveness, meeting productivity, and staff wellness.
Now, the last question also resonates a lot with me. How do we get rid of distractions when working, especially that we are working remote right now? And I must be honest that I do get distracted like 1/4 of the time per day, although I have a very strict goal setting. But how do we get rid of distractions in order for us to accomplish what we set out to do in the morning? So I'm really happy to hear your answer.
Putting your distractions away. Okay, so for this you may make use of calendar or to-do list to stay focused on the tasks to be done, or you may maintain a schedule similar to what you would follow if you worked in an office, including getting out of a bed, getting ready, setting up an office. Try to not work from the couch. Try to set up a corner, preferably something with a door, to keep yourself separated from the outside distractions. Also, this helps give yourself a feeling of being at the office. If something is clashing up, something happening at home, and you have an extremely important meeting or presentation, so look out for some good and decent cafe and set yourself up there. Post your schedule on the door. This will help significant others at home to understand when you are free or busy and shouldn't be distracted. And also with this, people might be more inclined to respect your boundaries. Then deal with your phone. It's very easy to pick your phone and scroll through the stuff. You might put your phone on vibrate, turning its face down so you can't see the notifications coming up, and at the same time making yourself available for the calls. Do what suits you the best. Then pinpoint your major distractions wherever you are. Before settling down to work, knock them out. And without having an issue hanging over your head, you are more likely to stay focused on your work. And you may make use of visual tools, for example whiteboard, to plan and to take notes. This really helps you understand a project in a different light altogether.
And so that's it, everyone. That was a nice interview, and I'm very sure that you enjoyed the answers shared by Himanshi. Obviously, it kind of makes sense to most of us during this pandemic, as all of us are still trying our best to get used to the new norm and navigating our way on social media, on virtual communities, on working entirely remote. In any case, don't forget to sign up for a webinar coming up, and which may not repeat. So it's happening on the 27th of June on spendlessacademy.com. I'll be hosting the webinar with Himanshi, so we can also ask him more questions during the live session. Let's sign up on spendlessacademy.com and register for best practices for navigating the virtual workspace.